This is a baby dragon. This is the baby dragon all grown up, destroying my city. Today, I'm gonna be simulating what it would be like to raise a dragon as a pet in the real world. I'm gonna build his habitat, learn what he likes to eat, help him make friends, to simulate all the stages of his life. And as you can probably guess, raising a dragon as a pet isn't a good idea. But let's start with when he first hatched. For some reason, he couldn't sleep because he was too cold, even when he was wrapped in this towel. And I know how important sleep is for babies, so I had an idea. Normally, this would probably be animal cruelty, but in this case, he seemed to really enjoy it. After a little nap time, he was up and ready to play. By the way, we should probably give him a name. Let's name him Nox. Nox is only about 5 inches tall right now, and his arms are connected to his wings like a pterodactyl. Also, he's soft and squishy, and he can't really fly, so overall, I'd say he's pretty harmless. But he's gonna get insanely deadly when he gets bigger. Okay, insanely deadly as a baby too. To test out how sharp his teeth were, I decided to give him some toys to play with. I even let him bite this ballistic finger. Definitely not deadly yet, but he was quite the little menace. Oh, and for some reason, he did not like to be pet. But after all this playing, he started to get hungry, which made me wonder, what do baby dragons like to eat anyways? First, let's try some fruit. He liked the fruits, but he didn't really seem to love them. So next I tried a bunch of different foods from sweets to savory, and then something weird happened. That's the secret. This little guy likes to cook his own food. We found his favorite tree. Next thing he'll need is a habitat to keep him safe and comfortable so he can keep growing, because he'll definitely need more space when he gets bigger. I started with burning coal on the floor of the terrarium, and a fireplace underneath to keep it hot at all times. At least this way the neighbors won't report me to PETA. I added a decorative volcano and some tropical trees so it might feel more like his natural habitat. Then I added a rock treehouse in case he wanted to do some climbing for a different view. And with that, Nox's home was complete. I think it's pretty good, but the real question is, what does he think? It didn't take long for him to get comfortable. He was thriving in the warmth. He checked out the volcano. He even got to enjoy his favorite snack in his new home. And once his belly was full, he did what all babies do. And finally, I got my chance to pet him. Sort of. If he doesn't like being pet when he's small, imagine how he's gonna be when he gets bigger. I thought maybe he'd get along better with other animals. Sadly, I don't think he was the cool kid on the block, but he did end up making a friend. After a fun day at the park, it was lunchtime again.
Bon appetit.
I couldn't keep giving him bacon for every meal, and since he was a strict carnivore, I thought I'd try mealworms. He wasn't into them at first, but then... Right, our boy's a chef. And that's how things went. But then about a week later, we ran into a new problem. Nox doubled, no, tripled in size. If this is how much he grows in just 1 week, imagine how big he's gonna get in a couple months. And it wasn't just his size that was changing. Yeah, it was bath time. But when I turned on the water, he really didn't like it. I tried to tempt him with his favorite treat, but even that didn't work. Then I thought maybe he needs a friend. I thought wrong.
Okay, I've got a genius idea.
Maybe he just needed a friend that looked more like himself. Seems to have caught his interest. Yes! Nox made it into the tub. And once he realized how warm and comforting the water was, he was a natural swimmer. And I thought, maybe this is my chance. Maybe some other time. As he kept growing bigger, he got more comfortable around other animals. But I don't think the cat liked him. He did, however, get along really well with the neighbor's dog. And when he was in a good mood, I thought this might be my chance. He might finally let me pet him. Yes, I was finally in. But we had a new problem. Knox was getting way too big for his habitat. As much as it hurt me, it was time for him to move to a new home. I found an exotic animal sanctuary just a couple hours away. I thought this was the perfect place for him to get bigger, and I could come visit him whenever I wanted. It had elephants, giraffes, gorillas, all types of other animals. But he really didn't want to go, so I had no choice. I had to trick him so I could leave him behind. The sanctuary gave me their word that he would have the best habitat. Rocks to climb on, a pool to swim in, plenty of space, and lots of healthy food. But none of it mattered. Knox missed home. He even tried to escape, but he still couldn't fly. And things only got worse. Hyenas. They didn't like the new kid on the block, so they bullied him. Luckily, there was someone else watching. A sheepdog scared off the hyenas and became Knox's new best friend. They played together, slept together, they were inseparable. And once again, Knox started growing. Everything was good until one day a family came and adopted Knox's best friend. And all of a sudden, he was alone again. Well, not exactly. But this time, Knox was bigger, stronger. He could defend himself. And then, with nothing left tying him down, he left the animal sanctuary and was off to find his new home. The hyenas are nothing compared to trying to survive out in the wild. When I found out he escaped, I went looking for him. And a couple months later, I found him. But I was too late.
We need to coordinate our patrol areas carefully.
A sheriff put out a call because there was reports of a flying monster that was stealing local livestock, and a band of hunters had already gathered. I was running out of time, so I took a shortcut through the forest, and I could not believe what I found. Knox was bigger. A lot bigger. I was scared he might not recognize me. But I put out my hand. It was the hunters. I accidentally led them straight to Knox. I can only imagine how betrayed he must have felt. But luckily, their guns weren't strong enough to pierce his thick hide. And even though he was injured, he managed to get away. But if Knox had trust issues with humans before, it was only about to get worse. A lot worse. With his injuries, Knox managed to make it out to the mountains before he couldn't fly anymore. and he landed right in the middle of a pack of wolves. They outnumbered him pretty badly, but he had something that they didn't. Fire. Nox managed to take out the alpha wolf. And then the strangest thing happened. He became the new alpha. They brought him food, and once his injuries recovered, he started to hunt with them. Nox found his new home, and he started growing again. Since he was the alpha, he always ate first, and then the rest of the wolves got to eat after. And that's how Nox lived for the next few months. By the spring, Nox grew bigger again. Now the wolves were tiny compared to him, but things were still the same. They still hunted together. Well, there was one difference. Nox was more powerful. A lot more powerful. The problem is that he doesn't know how powerful he is. So when he thinks he's just hunting for moose, trying to feed his pack, he accidentally burned down their home. And by the time he realized, it was too late. And this wasn't the only thing he would burn down. It wasn't long before firefighters showed up to contain the fire.
Keep moving!
The only problem was that Nox did not trust humans. Remember?
Go! Get out of here!
Nox burned down the entire firefighter squad. That was a sad day for the local town. It wasn't long before the government sent in the military to address the situation. Nox tried to escape, but this time it wasn't going to be so easy. The military jets launched an all-out assault. The missiles were enough to bring Nox down to the ground, and that's when they caught him. At his current size, he's already a national security threat. So just imagine if he gets even bigger. Nox was being held deep under Area 51. In his new home, all he had to eat was slop. The scientists ran experiments on him all day. The experiments were so cruel that even the scientists didn't want to be a part of it. I can't explain it, but I saw this all in a dream. So I made up a meme about raiding Area 51. This meme went viral, and before you know it, everybody was talking about it.
In a surprising turn of events, plans to raid Area 51 are breaking news. Thousands gather for Area 51. We are here live at the Storm Area 51, where hunters have assembled today.
We want the truth about Area 51! Disperse immediately or you will be removed by force. Hold your positions! Do not let them breach the fence!
All of the commotion allowed me to sneak right by, and this was my chance. I ran as fast as I could all the way down to the lowest level of Area 51, and that's where I saw the containment cell that Nox was being held inside, and he still recognized me. All I knew was that I had to get him out of that shock collar. And once I deactivated it,
Attention all personnel! A dragon has escaped. Evacuate immediately. Form up! Prepare to move!
the military was caught off guard. This was the perfect chance for Nox to escape. But instead of flying away, he made a U-turn. I guess this time, I was the one who got left behind. A couple months later, I had my court hearing.
You are guilty of organizing an Area 51 raid and freeing a dangerous national security threat.
I mean, did I really organize it? But then suddenly the room started shaking. Knox came back for me, and he was bigger, much bigger. So big that he was bigger than most of the buildings in the city. I was grateful that he came to save me, but this was not the right way to do it. And of course, the military showed up. But this time, even with their jets, they didn't stand a chance. Knox was too big. Knox didn't stop. He nearly burned down the entire city, and he still kept going. So I came up with an absolutely crazy idea. I was hoping that even after all the betrayal, he might still recognize me. And that was the last time I or anybody else ever saw him again. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like this kind of story, leave a comment and I'll make another one.